Kamate, 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 ah. Soul, unity, fighting spirit, but most importantly, a victory of nerves. A victory of nerves against what we went through on Thursday, how we got eliminated from a cup where we wanted and still need to take revenge from. These are the games, and I will never be tired of saying this, winning dirty, winning 1-0 against relegation teams is as important as winning confidentially and winning 4-0 or 5-0 in a game. These games are the most important ones. These are the games which at the end of the season will give you the paycheck and will change the balance and the momentum of your season. Today was fundamental to win. Fundamental to win. And it was not an easy game. It was not an easy win. I predicted this perfectly in yesterday's match preview. A win, yes, but a win where you had to sweat. A win where you had to, stick on them, head against head, fight against fight. Because Cagliari were not going to come at the Stadio Olimpico to let you win. They were going to park the bus. They were going to close the gaps. They were going to make you sweat a potential victory. And especially on the mental game, on the mental side of things, how did you come to this game? You were annoyed. You were demoralized. You were depressed. Yeah. Yes. But you managed to compress these visible emotions because they were visible today. The team was, I'm not going to say the team was depressed because they weren't depressed, but they wanted to get a reaction from Thursday. And you can tell that game on Thursday did demoralize them a bit. So we managed to compress all of these emotions, throw them away and get some massively important 3 points in a game which was not a good game. It was not a spectacular game. But it was a game where only winning mattered and only getting 3 points and adding them to your pocket, stepping into this international break with 3 points, unbeaten in 2025 in the league. Momentum is on your side. We're approaching a very deserved international break for us fans and for the team, where we need to reset, where we need to, mentally prepare for the last stretch of the season. Because after this international break, we need to give it our all best on every single pitch we go to, in every single game we play. So I'm proud of the boys because today was not easy. And we're going to get into the game in a second. But one thing that I want to say after this game is count us in. Now the probability that we get Champions League football is low, is very low. I actually say it's around 10% that we get fourth. But count us in, because if there is one thing that I am certain about, is that from now until the end of the season, I'm not certain that we are going to get that 4th spot. I am not. And I can't tell you if we are going to get it. I think it's very improbable that we do get it. But I am certain about one thing, and nothing that I'm certain is that every single game that we play, this is a bone. We're not going to let go of this bone. We're not going to let go of this bone and this possibility of giving a massive sense to this season. Whether that sense is going to be top 4 or whether that sense is going to be confirming yourself in the Europa League, which, seen the start of the season, again is another miracle. I don't know where we will be at the end of the season. But one thing that I am certain about these lads, this team and this manager is that they will not let you, that they will let you sweat any game that you play against them. And this bone that we have in between our teeth, we're not going to let this go very easy. So you must snatch this bone from us. You must declare war on us, because this is a different team. And this is a team that reacts to bad vibes inside the changing room, inside the locker room, to try and disunite the lot. And they use their strength in unity to kick these sentiments away. So, look, I think we can all do this together. Remember the sheet that we made in one of the last live streams? I think we can cross the Cagliari game off like this. Look, let's speak about the game. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I want 120 likes on this video and it would be great. So if you're watching this and you haven't yet subscribed or hit the like, do it because you're missing out. Let's speak about the game. I think Cagliari made it very complicated because Cagliari are a dirty team. Cagliari are an ugly team. Cagliari are a dirty team. They're a team full of giants, so they are a team which don't have a massive tactical identity because all they do is cross the ball in the box, corner kicks in the box, set pieces in the box, and try to score a goal using their height because they were a massively physical team. Yerry Mina in defense, Pavoletti up front. At a certain stage, they had literally... Their average height inside the box was around 220 meters. It's unbelievable. They must be the highest team on average in the Italian league. So they were always going to play this game, close the gaps and try to win this game on a set piece. You manage... I think the key element to this game was patience because you tried. You controlled the game. You controlled the possession. You tried to knock their defensive wall down in the first half and it didn't work. You tried to knock it down multiple times and you failed to do so. You didn't create many chances in the first half. You waited. You waited. You waited. You tried to knock that wall down. Then Dovbyk had that perfect chance which he fucked up. And then in corner kick following that, we scored a goal on a set piece. And it's a massive win. It's a massive win because, especially seeing the other results, Lazio losing 5-0 against Bologna and Juventus currently losing in Florence against Fiorentina. So at time of speaking, not only you would be 2 points from Lazio, but you would be 4 points from Bologna, who are currently sitting 4th. Look, it wasn't the game that you want to see on a weekly basis, but it's... I said this on the fan forum, and I'll say this again if I haven't made myself clear. These wins are as equally as important as any other win, if not more important, because these wins show to you that the team is present. These wins show to you that despite the difficulties, despite the bad moments, despite the elimination from the Europa League on Thursday, the team hasn't been touched a single bit. Had this game been under Juric, we would have never won this game because they made us sweat this win. They complicated our path to get 3 points today. And fair play to Cagliari, not that they did much. Having said this, Svilor today, man of the match. Give that man a contract extension right now. Give him a contract. Give him whatever he wants, whatever he asks for right now. Because if it wasn't for Svilor today, I'm not sure we would have won. In fact, we wouldn't have won today. Saves after saves after saves. More than just a goalkeeper, he's becoming more and more of a leader inside this team. My other man of the match today, Gianluca Mancini, leader, defensive leader. I didn't film a video today, a vlog. I didn't because I wanted to take a break today, and then we'll be back going after the international break for the last stretch in some very important games. But I filmed a video, a little clip, which you can see on Roma Theory's Instagram stories. So make sure to follow Roma Theory on Instagram. And in the clip, it was basically the celebrations of Dovbyk's goal. You can see Mancini going to Dovbyk and go head up. You can see Mancini looking at us and going like this to celebrate Dovbyk's goal, because had Dovbyk not scored today, Dovbyk would have been heavily booed stepping off the pitch. So you can tell that Dovbyk is not calm with himself. You can tell that Dovbyk, in my opinion, you can tell that he's disappointed in himself, but you can tell that Dovbyk is not living a good moment mentally. You can tell that he's not confident about himself. And I think that miss that he scored just before the goal that he scored, that miss that he had just before the goal that he scored, that's a classic miss of somebody who's not confident with himself. And it's not a surprise that is a classic miss that Tammy Abraham would have made last season. Because I've seen footage of that chance again, and I can't properly explain how he hit that ball. It feels like he squashed the ball on the floor, and then it took a very weird direction. That is a classic chance, and a classic miss, I should say, of a striker who feels pressure. Of a striker who has understood that time is ticking. Of a striker who has understood that he's at a football club which doesn't give much time to players. And time is ticking, and the season is about to end. So that if he wants to stay next season and be an exclamation mark, be a certainty of staying next year, he needs to wake up. And why I was speaking about Mancini is because Mancini is the captain of this team. The captain of this team is no longer Pellegrini. The captain of this team is Gianluca Mancini. Today, outside of the leadership performance, he played one of the best games that I remember him playing with a Roma kit on. And I am not exaggerating. Mancini today commanded that defense line, led that defense line, and was so dominant in that defense line that he was everywhere on that pitch. Absolutely everywhere on that pitch. So my man of the match goes to Svelor because he saved us. Because if it wasn't for Svelor, we wouldn't have won today. But in terms of dominance-wise, it has to be Mancini. It has to be him. I think recently he's played some very good games. I think he started very wobbly with pretty much everyone else in this team. But he's back going. And I think he's back going on a very good level. Because it's a few months now that, apart from, yes, a few classic Mancini mistakes, he hasn't been making... He's been more confident with himself. Also on this leadership point of view, he has understood that he is now the captain of this team. Pellegrini is ghosted. Pellegrini is no longer the captain. Also for the other teammates. Because Pellegrini is never around them anymore. He never plays games anymore. It's Mancini. Mancini is the new captain. And Mancini encapsulates the values of what a captain needs to be. So a very good game from him. Other than that, I mean, what can I say? I think, we're approaching an international break. We're approaching a very good international break because these players need a rest. Fiorentina winning 3-0, by the way. Wow, Juventus are in the mud at all effects. We're approaching a very important international break also for one player, which today, after months of being fit, got back injured with his classic muscle problem, Paulo Dybala. Now, I feel very bad for him. I feel very bad for him because he always gets injured the game week before he's supposed to travel to Argentina and respond present to the call-up. And, let's not hide that one of the reasons that Dybala decided to stay at Roma, apart from all the love and affection and yes, but one of the reasons that Dybala decided to stay in Europe and not go to Saudi Arabia is to still get call-ups from Argentina. And he's very unlucky on this point of view, especially because he was getting... This was probably the first season for him in a while with a way less rate of injuries than normal. I feel bad for him, and the reason he cried is because he knew that he won't be traveling to Argentina anymore. However, I speak as a Roma fan and not as an Argentina fan. I speak as somebody who needs the best from these players from now until May in these last 9 game weeks, which are literally going to be hell and war at the same time. It's good that he got injured now. If he had to get injured, if there was going to be an injury coming his way in the next 3 months, thank God it happened today and not in 2 weeks' time, where we have to play Lazio, Fiorentina, Juventus, Inter and Milan and Atalanta and Milan all together. Because now, okay, I feel bad for him. I really do. I feel very bad for him because he wanted that call up. But I'm glad it happened now. If it was doomed to happen, thank God it happened today. I hope it's nothing serious, of course, but this will allow him 2 weeks, 2 full weeks to stay in Rome, get back fit on a physical level, on a mental level, and prepare the best of himself when it will count the most in these last few months. Okay? So, yeah, I do feel bad for him. And I don't know how he got injured. He did that little back heel move and then he got injured. I don't know. He's fragile, yes, but this season he was less fragile. So an injury was supposed to happen anytime soon. We all knew that it was going to come. It was behind the window. Yeah, look, the last thing which I want to speak about is Dovbyk, because I normally speak about more tactical things today, but there's not really much to say on a tactical point of view today. The tactic today was crush the wall, wide crosses, vertical balls, try to crush that Cagliari defensive wall and score a goal and bring it. But we exploited its set pieces very well and managed to win this game, whilst keeping a very good defence line and, of course, a world-class keeper in goal. Rather than a tactical point of view today, I want to just end this live stream speaking about Dovbyk. Because, of course, we're at Roma. Roma fans don't give you time. Do I keep Dovbyk next season? This is a question which a lot of fans have asked on the web, on social media. Do you keep Dovbyk as your main striker next season? My answer is yes. My answer is yes because he needs time. My answer is yes because if we gave Edin Dzeko 1 season before actually judging him, then we should also give 1 season, more than 1 season, to judge Artem Dovbyk. I don't like how Dovbyk plays. I agree with every single human being which says this. Because the way Dovbyk plays is not sustainable. Because he loses far too many balls. He doesn't fight much. He doesn't have that gara that you want from a striker. And let's face it, in modern day football, a striker not only needs to score a goal, he needs to kind of also open up the play and set the play. And that's what he needs to do more. So I agree, I don't like the way Dovbyk plays. But being a striker, I look at the goals. 10 goals in the Serie A, 5 goals between Coppa Italia and Europa League, 15 goals by the 16th of March. He could potentially hit 20 goals in total by the end of the season. As a first striker, as a first season, it's good. We shouldn't have expected anything better than this. So, he will need time. And I think next season, the recipe would be get a better second striker with more quality, which can knock him down easily if he doesn't play well. Not discrediting Shomurodov, but I still think Shomurodov is a third quality striker. We need somebody between Dovbyk and Shomurodov. Shomurodov played great today. Played great. I've got nothing against him. I still think Shomurodov shouldn't be your second striker. But he's playing some really good football lately, so I'm not attacking him. But yeah, you know, he will need a manager who will believe in him. So my answer is yes. Don't sell him. We'll regret selling Dovbyk this early. We regret this doing this thing with far too many players. So that's my little comment on Dovbyk. Other than that, people saying, do you believe in top 4? Yes, I do believe in top 4. Do I think we'll get top 4? No, but of course I'm going to believe in it. As I said yesterday, for me the important thing is that we get in Europe next season, ideally not the Conference League. But for me the important thing is that we get Europe next season. I've seen a lot of people go, no, I don't want European football, so that for once we can do like Napoli and challenge for the league title, for the Scudetto. It's factually wrong. If you don't get European football, you can't challenge for the Scudetto. Because if you don't get European football, you're not going to get the money and you won't be able to spend and get quality signings that will make you win the Scudetto. So you won't be able to massively reinforce this team. And as much as this team isn't 18th in the table level, this team is not Scudetto level. So I disagree with people who go, no, I don't want European football because I want a season with no European football to do what Napoli did. You can't do what Napoli did. Because the reason Napoli are challenging for the Scudetto, number one, is because they've qualified for the Champions League constantly before last season. So they have an accumulation of money. Number two, they've sold players which generated for them a massive amount of gold. So they were able to spend. The only two players that we can sell and that we can generate a lot of money from are Svelor and Kone in our team. So, in my opinion, we will never see us challenge for the Scudetto or win the Scudetto before first getting in the Champions League. Because the money that we would get from the Champions League will set your base for challenging for the Scudetto. But you can't challenge for the Scudetto if you don't. You can't jump 3-4 steps if you don't put your feet on that second step. And that second step is exactly this: getting Champions League football. But as I said yesterday, I would take Europa League 100% because I don't think Champions League is going to happen. Conference League, I agree. Fine, I agree. Conference League, I agree. A season without European football. But Europa League, massively important. Massively important. Because it's not that if we don't play in Europe next season, we'll challenge for the Scudetto. No, it's not X equals Y. It doesn't work like this. You need a team to challenge for the Scudetto. And in order to build this team and add to this team, you need the money that European football brings. If we don't get European football, lads and lasses, we will have one of the most shittiest transfer sessions ever. So then we can't complain. Okay? So this team is a good team. I rate this team. But this team isn't Scudetto level. This team is 5th or 6th level. I would argue that this team still isn't top 4 level. I've always said this since September. So this team is a good team. Of course, you've got to clear players out and add better players in. But we've got a good base. We've got a good base of players. We've got a good base. But this base won't be enough because this team is not top 4 level. This team, if everyone is fit, was designed to challenge for 5th spot. Of course, it was designed to challenge for the Champions League football, but other teams are better. So this team is 5th, 6th level. It's a good base, but it's not enough. And without the European money, you won't massively reinforce it. So we need European football. I don't care what European football it is, Europa League or Champions League. I would massively sign on a piece of paper to get Europa League football, seeing the start that we had. So yes, I do believe in it, in Champions League, but I don't think it's going to happen. Yes, Lazio did lose 5-0. Always great when they lose. How long is Dybala injured? I have no idea, and they will take a bit of time to determine how long and how much game days you'll miss. Gives Villar the 4 million euros he wants. 4-0 Fiorentina offside. Pellegrini is no longer part of Ranieri's project and probably for whoever is coming to replace him. I agree, Pellegrini is gone this summer. Can you now look at the league table with the Lazio and Juventus match and predict our chances of getting 4th? Chances of getting 4th don't change. It is exactly the piece of paper that we wrote the last live stream. That is what needs to happen for you to get Champions League. The other teams can lose as many points as possible, but you need to do your job. I still think that to get Champions League football, to get 4th, I still think that you need to win. Now that we've won against Cagliari, 7 more games out of 9 to get Champions League. Game by game, step by step. So it's unlikely. Guys, we can't hide it. We asking Champions League for this team, which 4 months ago was in 16th position, is a miracle. But trust me, even if we get Europa League, it would be a very good season. It would be a miracle. Who doesn't want to play the Europa League again? So yeah, to get Champions League, you need to win after the break against Lecce, Juventus, Verona, Fiorentina, Milan, Torino, and also maybe the Derby. So it's unlikely, but bring it on, game by game, and we'll have a good run. I really like the movement between Wrench and Salamakers. Would you rather give up Baldanzi or Pizzilli? I wouldn't give up any of the two if I had to, but I don't know. I wouldn't. It's nice that Ranieri has given us something to believe in, but the next 9 matches are going to be really tough. Yeah. No, I don't want Tammy next season. Tammy's time is done. Tammy needs to go. Tammy needs to go. 100%. Tammy needs to go. Tammy was a season wonder. I'm convinced. I like the guy. I've rated the guy, but Tammy is a season wonder. Tammy is not good. We need better. Right, I'm going to catch you tomorrow. Hit the like, subscribe. Massive win, 3 points, unbeaten in 2025, 6 wins in a row. Bring it on. Bring the break, much needed break. And after the break, head on Lecce. Focus on Lecce, game by game. We need to move. We need to move like this. Did they boo Hummels? No, they didn't boo Hummels. Do you believe we should follow the path of Bologna or Atalanta? This project seems very effective. I don't think the project of Bologna and Atalanta works in Rome. I've said it many times, but we'll see. Let's end this season before starting to plan next season. That's very important. Right, 120 likes. That's your job. I rate you all and I love you all. Hit the like and I'll catch you soon. Simo out.